The FBI said Monday it was investigating claims by Donald Trump's presidential campaign that it was hacked by Iran. The former president said on Saturday that Microsoft had informed his campaign that Iran had hacked one of its websites. Trump said Iran was, quote, only able to get publicly available information. His campaign has pointed to a report on Friday by Microsoft researchers indicating that Iranian government-linked hackers tried breaking into the account of a, quote, high-ranking official on a U.S. presidential campaign in June. The report added that the hackers took over an account belonging to a former political advisor and then used it to target the official. It did not give further details as to the targets' identities. The Washington Post also reported on Monday that the FBI was investigating an alleged attack targeting advisors to the campaign of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. The newspaper, citing sources, said the FBI began the investigation in June and suspected that Iran was behind the attempts to steal data. The Harris campaign did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Harris became the Democratic presidential nominee after Biden withdrew his bid last month. The Iranian government has denied that it hacked the Trump campaign.
Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump's 2-hour interview with billionaire Elon Musk on X got off to a delayed start after more than half an hour of technical problems on Monday. Musk blamed the delays on a DDoS or distributed denial of service attack, where servers flooded with traffic to shut it down, though his claims could not be verified. The Friendly Talk with Trump offered the candidate an unfiltered venue to air his usual mix of grievances, personal attacks, and overstated or false claims. That included attacking Democrat candidate Kamala Harris, whose 11th-hour entry into the race as President Joe Biden stepped aside has galvanized her party and boosted Democratic fundraising.
Say what you want. This was a coup. This was a coup of a president of the United States. He didn't want to leave, and they said we can do it the nice way or we can do it the hard way.
Musk, who backed Democratic President Joe Biden in 2020, has supported Trump since his attempted assassination. Trump praised Musk's willingness to fire workers demanding better conditions, and Musk praised Trump for bravery after the attempt on his life last month.
So I think it's a massive. I think we're in massive trouble, frankly, with the Kamala administration, and that's my honest opinion. I think really it's essential that you win for the good of the country for this election. And I'm just stating my opinion.
A counter on X showed as many as 1.3 million people listened to the interview at some points. Musk let Trump lead the conversation and did not challenge Trump's statements, including the false claim that bacon prices had risen 4 or 5 times, or that other countries were sending criminals from their prisons across the southern U.S. border. Studies show immigrants, including those in the U.S. illegally, do not commit crimes at a higher rate than native-born Americans. And while Trump is a long-standing critic of electric vehicles, on Monday he described the electric vehicles made by Tesla as incredible. Trump had been leading Biden in many polls of battleground states likely to be critical to the outcome of the November 5th election, but he is now trailing Harris in some of the same states. Musk has started an external super PAC spending group to support Trump's campaign. It is now under investigation in Michigan for possible violations of state laws on gathering voter information.
More than 47,000 people died in Europe as a result of scorching temperatures in 2023, according to a new report published on Monday. The Barcelona Institute for Global Health found the death toll would have been 80% higher if it weren't for measures introduced in the past 20 years to help people adapt to rising temperatures, like early warning systems and healthcare improvements. An estimated 60,000 people died from heat in the previous year. The 2023 report sourced death and temperature records from 35 European countries. When adjusting data for the population, Greece, Bulgaria, Italy, and Spain had the highest heat-related mortality rates.
Israeli researchers say they may have identified a strain of cocoa that could increase the plant's growing region. The finding comes as bad weather and disease have hurt cocoa production and sent global prices soaring. Israel's Volcani Institute had sent 140 seedlings to a facility in southern Israel to study how the tropical plant could grow in dry conditions. Days later, the October 7th assault by Hamas militants left their facility shut down for months, without electricity or irrigation. Researcher Thali Alani says they were surprised to find 18 seedlings alive when they returned in January.
The exciting thing about it is that cacao that is considered to be plant that growing in a rainforest, in places that it needs a lot of water. We see, okay, that there are some, not all of the ecotypes, but there is one ecotype that can survive with much less water, hardly no water at all.
The team had not planned on testing the selected cocoa strain specifically for drought resistance. Here's the Volcani Institute's senior principal scientist, Ellen Graber.
It's a very unusual result to find a strain that can withstand 3.5 months of a drought as new fresh seedlings and also a severe cold front. It means that we may be able to develop strains that can expand the growing regions for cocoa.
The Volcani Institute has developed resilient plant strains in the past, including drought-resistant wheat and a chill-resistant basil that yields all year round. Graber says she plans to clone the surviving cocoa plants and test them in the hopes of identifying the genes responsible for their resilience.
Just 8 miles from the Athens city centre, this is Vrelisia, engulfed in smoke. Greece's worst wildfire this year spread into the capital's suburbs on Monday. Hundreds have been forced to evacuate as the fire torched trees, homes and cars overnight. Fanned by gale-force winds, firefighters say flames had reached the deepest into the capital for more than 2 decades. Around 700 firefighters and volunteers, 190 fire engines and 33 water-bombing aircraft have been battling the blaze that broke out on Sunday afternoon, 20 miles north of Athens. France, Italy and the Czech Republic are expected to assist with aircraft and firefighters. Spain, Cyprus and Turkey have also offered to help, a Greek government official said. Some residents in the hilly and wooded outer areas of Athens, like Pandali, have stayed to try and protect their own properties.
It hurts. We have grown up in the forest. We feel great sadness and anger.
This man crashed his car as he tried to escape the flames.
I couldn't see. I hit a pine tree, and this is what happened.
Summers in Greece have long been marked by wildfires, but hotter, drier weather linked to climate change have made blazes more frequent and intense. Greece experienced its warmest winter on record and is on track for its hottest ever summer. Large areas of the country have seen little or no rain for months, and temperatures are forecast to reach over 100 degrees Fahrenheit later in the week.